This episode of Express Training Bites is brought to you by Promo Corner. Are you looking to support a sales campaign and reach a larger audience? Raise your brand awareness with content sponsorships. For more information, reach out to sales@promocorner.com.
Well, hello, everybody. I am so excited to talk about sustainability today. Happy Earth Day, everyone. This is such a great time to, not only talk about how can we be more sustainable and earth conscious today, but earth conscious every single day. And if that's not enough to convince you, there are a lot of different studies and trends showing us that sustainability is not going away. It's something that end user customers are going to continue to not only request, but demand. So we are going to walk through just 8 strategies that you can apply as promotional product professionals right now, even though there are so many different ways that you can approach sustainability. There's so many nuances and ways that you can do this, but let's dive right in. I have some visuals that I'm going to show on as a little bit of a show and tell here. So to start off, we're going to talk about the perhaps most approachable way that you can really embrace sustainability here, which is sourcing products that are made from renewable resources. So these are natural resources that regenerate very quickly. We're talking about bamboo, wheat straw, that sort of thing, where it's kind of mixed in with the plastic so that we're not using as much plastic waste, and that's not going back to the landfill. So a couple things that I want to point out. So I have some items here. I know that there are thousands and thousands of items in the promotional product industry that you can embrace here. But this is a little phone stand. It's made from bamboo. And this is from, oh my gosh, I'm already blanking. This is a great start. I'm going to remember it in just a second. There's also the Alpha Broder hemp it's a bag here. And so this is made from hemp materials. It is just a nice color. It's really big. You can get a lot of use out of that. We also have a piece from PCNA. This has the actual wheat straw in it. It's kind of that mix of the plastic and the wheat straw. Then we have, okay, so logo included. I didn't realize until like a couple minutes before coming on live with Brandon here, but logo included sent a little doggy bag holder, and they added Edna to it. That's my dog's name. So she has her own personalized little bag, but this has the wheat straw in the actual product itself. So this is sustainable. It looks great. It's functional. Just super awesome. And then we have this piece is from Web Company. This is really, really handy for people who are going back maybe into the office or just picnics. It's a great little lunch container, and it has the utensils in there too. So a lot of different ways that we can apply that renewable resource into our products. And this is something that you can just put in front of your customers right now. All right, the next strategy that we can move forward here is choosing brands that minimize wastewater. So sometimes we don't think about the items themselves from a holistic standpoint. So what does the process of the dyeing look like, and how much wastewater is actually created because of the dyeing process? So brands within our industry like Bella Canvas, Alternative Apparel, Next Level Apparel, they have all applied practices that help minimize that water waste, because not only does it damage the environment, but it also damages the socioeconomic well-being of the people in those communities. So there's a lot of different elements that kind of go into that, but being mindful in how you source apparel is super important. Next, we also have discovering your need for reprieve. So if you're not familiar with reprieve, it is fiber made from recycled material. Most commonly, it's going to be plastic water bottles that have been taken from the ocean. So it's really kind of eliminating that negative impact. And then we're able to repurpose and tell the story of why that's important, how it's literally woven back into the fabric that we wear every single day. And so beyond just Reprieve, there are a lot of different brands and options that are using recycled material, or they're upcycling. So specific brands that I love who are doing this, Alpha Broder has their Thread Fast line. Sanmar actually has All Made. I am wearing one of the pieces. This is one of my favorite tees. It's just so soft, and it's made from recycled material, so it's part of that story. Vantage Apparel also has the Earthwise collection. And then Augusta Sportswear, I actually have a sample here too. So Augusta Sportswear has a Reprieve line as well. So you can get a vest. This is also available in like a long sleeve jacket. And then they have some really, really nice looking hats as well that are all made from that Reprieve material. So really just helping people understand how important that is, and letting them understand the direct impact and the story behind the product. Okay, and then, oh wait, I forgot to mention too, I just discovered this as well. So Atlantis, this is made from recycled polyester. So this hat is also available as well. Pretty cool. Okay, and then we have advocating for quality over quantity. So I really love this anecdote where within the promotional product industry, a good promo consultant is actually acting in sustainable ways every single day in the way that they approach their business and in the way that they serve their customers. So instead of providing just pieces that are going to end up being thrown away or not used, just left in a hotel room somewhere. I think that we're all probably guilty of leaving some of our promo products behind when we go to trade shows and that sort of thing. But the idea is to be strategic, to really think about what is somebody going to keep for a very long time. So it's a great way to upsell to that customer too. If you know that part of their value set is their ability to take care of the environment, to not cause any carbon waste, that sort of thing, approach them with that philosophy of let's bump you up a little bit in that spend so we can get products that are actually going to be used over and over and over again. They're not going to break, they're very sturdy. There are so many different options for this and wonderful brands that we have in the promotional product industry. One of my favorites is Otterbox. I feel like this is just an indestructible piece. It is going to last forever. We also have, great lines in our industry like Basecamp from Sweda, and products from Add Art. I love their Asobu line. I feel like those are just very well constructed and they last a really long time. So putting in the extra thought and helping your customer understand that is so, so important as we approach that quality over quantity portion here. All right, then our number 5 here, we have products that actually change behavior. So I know that this might seem a little bit baseline, but really helping to work that into your process is incredibly impactful. So thinking about what can we do, or what products can we arm our customers with so that they actually reduce the use of single-use plastic and other single-use materials. So a great example of this would really be, drinkware that you're able to put into those efforts so that they're not throwing things away, or maybe it's a reusable bag for a grocery store. It's helping them start marketing initiatives that are actually going to change that behavior instead of just blindly throwing product at it as well. Then number 6, we have sourcing local when possible. So we are in a massive industry with suppliers who are located all over the United States, all over the world, really. And so using that knowledge that we can find, just by using ESP or Sage or Distributor Central and learning where our supplier partners are located, we can be mindful in how we source, especially if we have the flexibility of whatever that customer request would look like. So really breaking it down to be mindful of that, and also think about shipping as well. So being very mindful of how something is shipped, or maybe kitting something together, can help eliminate unnecessary miles traveled. So another way to break that down as well get involved with your regional organizations. So as part of PPAI, we have regional orgs all over the country. So for example, I'm on the board of directors for UMAP, which is in the Midwest here. And so, we work on initiatives where we do factory tours, where you get to know your local reps and partners and just other fellow industry members, and you really get a sense of who are my local options and how can I strengthen those relationships. So it really helps support, your local economy, but also helps establish those eco goals that you might have or that your customer might have. And then finally, with that one, think about it as the USA made trend as part of the sustainability trend. So I think sometimes we approach them as completely separate. We don't really put them together. It's, the customer is asking for something to be made in the USA, or they're asking for something to be sustainable. We need to think of those as kind of one and the same in certain scenarios. So if somebody approaches you and your business saying, we need this to be sustainable, start looking for the USA made and turn that into part of your story and explain to them that, we are sourcing not only USA, but we're trying to actually break it down a little bit more regionally as well. Okay, and then number 7, that would be embracing give back initiatives. I think that, before when we were talking about the USA made and the sustainable trend, we look at those a little differently too. This is the same concept where we need to look at give back initiatives and sustainability in kind of one and the same, a little bit of a Venn diagram here too. So initiatives within our industry that really positively impact the environment specifically would be, Vantage Apparel has a 1% for the planet. I understand a lot of other suppliers are also involved in that too. Actually, feel free to comment below if you guys do have initiatives that maybe aren't on my radar or things that we haven't talked about yet. But also the Allen Company has several different lines where there are sustainable initiatives built in. We also have Woodchuck USA. They have buy one, plant one initiative. So every product that you purchase from them, they will plant a tree, and they actually send you like your geographic location, like latitude, longitude of where your tree is planted in the world. So that's really cool because you also, really feel that sense of personal connection to what you just did and what your buying habits did to positively impact the planet. And then I know that the book company also has some initiatives too. And honestly, the list is endless. I think that the idea here is really just being so mindful in how can we check as many boxes as possible, and how do we support the suppliers in our industry who have the foresight to establish those important relationships with nonprofits and with those organizations who are going to cause positive change. And then number 8, which is essentially so important, but I think that you could pair this with almost every other idea that we've kind of talked about so far, which is share captivating messaging. So I think that sometimes, we could put all the work in on the back end to making sure something is sustainable, to making sure that, if we are lessening our impact with shipping and production and all of those wonderful things that we're doing to make that positive change. But if we don't tell that story and capture that compelling messaging, that's all lost on the customer. And you really lose that strategic edge and the value that you're truly bringing to the table. The value that that you are bringing to the customer, you have to help them tell that message to maybe their end users as well, even if they're not the final end user. It's helping them really share that initiative and coming up with maybe the strategy for how those products are used and administered, and how we can use language and how we can use messaging along with promotional products and art and all of the wonderful things that really go into it. So at the end of the day, there's really no one right way to do things, but I think that we all have to remember that sustainability means something different for every single customer and really every single person who's part of the supply chain within our industry. So understanding all of these nuances is so important, but really we're trying to solve this long-term problem that we have when we're approaching how do we be kinder to the environment, how do we help each other, but also keeping that strategic business and foresight really at the forefront here to make sure that we are providing that value for our customer.